Good morning, students. So today we will be starting a new topic, that is lines and angles. So first of all, we will discuss about some basic concept of lines and angles. This is basically the revision of all which you have studied so far about lines and angles, but still we will have a quick revision of these small things, so that if you have any doubt or any confusion, that it must be clear before we will be proceeding with the chapter. First of all, we will be discussing about lines, line segment and ray. So as you know that lines are what? Lines are having no fixed endpoints. They have no endpoints. They can be extended endlessly in both the directions. Line segments, okay, line segments are those basically parts of line which are having fixed endpoints. These are the parts of lines which are fixed endpoint. Both the endpoints are fixed, two fixed endpoints. Ray is a part of line which is having only one endpoint. It can be extended endlessly in one direction only. Got it? So rest all you have studied, just the basic revision I am telling you. Lines may be represented in the form of small letters like small l or small m or small n and so on, or they can be represented by AB or CD or XY, but with the capital letters. One thing to note over here, in your earlier classes you have studied that when we are representing the lines, we write AB and we draw the in earlier classes you used to draw write AB such that, and you draw a double headed arrow on top of that. Okay, and when you are representing line segment, then you are drawing AB and you are drawing like this to represent line segment, and ray you are representing with the arrowhead with the single headed arrow. But here we will not be using these denotions. We will be using only simply AB or CD. We will not be using this like this. So for the lines also and for the line segment also, we will be denoting in such a manner like AB, capital A, capital B, two alphabets will be there, or capital C, capital D, or if we are denoting with a small letters, it should be small l, small m or small n like that. Okay, single letter. Okay, so next we will be discussing about the collinear points and non-collinear points. Collinear points are those points, three or more in numbers, which lie on the same straight line. If three or more points lie on the same straight line, then these points are called collinear points. Like A, B, C, all the 3 points are lying on the same straight line, so we say that point A, point B and point C are collinear. Remember, in the when we were discussing coordinate geometry, I have told you that when you are plotting a graph, always plot 3 points, because 3 points is only one case when the 3 points are collinear, but 2 points will always be collinear. Got it? Now non-collinear points. Non-collinear points are basically 3 or more points which are not lying on the same straight line. For example, X, Y and Z. These 3 points are not on the same straight line. If you try to draw a line, so either you can draw a line like this which is passing through Y or Z, or you can draw a line like this which is passing through Y and X, or you can draw a line like this which is passing through X or Z. But you cannot draw a line which passes through all the 3 points. Therefore, these 3 points x, y and z are non-collinear. That is what I have told you, that 3 points will be collinear only in one case. Only one possibility is there. That's why I have suggested you in coordinate geometry to always plot 3 points for drawing a straight line equation of a straight line, linear equation in 2 variables. Okay. Now we will be discussing what are angles. Angles, when two rays like this, ray AC and ray AB, rays always named from the fixed point. This you have studied in your earlier classes. Two rays AC and AB originate from the same endpoint. This same endpoint, that is A. AC is also originating from A and AB is also originating from A. So when two rays originate from same endpoints, rays making an angle is called arms. So it is called an angle. So the rays AC and AB makes an angle. So these rays, that is AC, is called an arm of the angle. Similarly, AB is also called the arm of the angle. So there are two arms in an angle, AB and AC. And the endpoint from which these two rays are originating, that is endpoint A, is called the vertex of the angle. Now let us discuss about the types of angle. Okay, so first angle is a zero angle. The angle whose measurement is 0, that is called a zero angle. Complete angle, angle whose measurement is 360 degree. Angle around a point is equal to 360 degree. So this angle is called a complete angle. A straight angle is an angle which forms a straight line. Okay, so this angle is called a straight angle. Measure of straight angle is 180 degree. Okay, or we can also say 2 times of right angle. Right angle is the angle whose measurement is 90 degree. And this acute angle is a cute angle, as cute as a baby, or we can say baby angle. Okay, means it is smaller than the 90 degree, smaller than the right angle. Right angle is elder brother, acute angle is the younger brother. So less than 90 degree and it should be more than 0 degree. So this is an acute angle. Obtuse angle whose measure is more than 90 degree and less than 180 degree. Means more than right angle and less than straight angle. Now reflex angle. Reflex angle is the angle whose measure is more than 180 degree and less than 360 degree. Means it will be more than the straight angle and less than the complete angle. So these types of angles you have studied in your earlier classes. It is just the revision of the basic concepts. Another very important point about adjacent angles. Adjacent angles are basically two angles are called adjacent angles which have a common vertex, a common arm, and their non-common arms should be on the different sides of the common arm. Like for example, here I have drawn. So here you can see that angle ABD, angle ABD and angle DBC are adjacent angles. Adjacent, or we can also say next to. This angle is next to this angle. Like two students are sitting beside each other, adjacent to each other. Similarly, angle ABD is adjacent to angle DBC. So here what is the common vertex for the angle ABD as well as for the angle DBC? B is the common vertex for both the angles ABD as well as DBC, and they have a common arm. BD is the common arm in ABD as well as in DBC. Both the angles BD is the common arm, and BA and BC are the non-common arms of the two angles. BA and BC are the non-common arms, and these non-common arms are on the different sides of the common arm. Okay, on the different side of the common arm. If these different sides of these non-common arms are on the opposite sides, then it will form a straight angle. If we are saying that they are on the opposite sides like this, then these are on the opposite side non-common arms, then this is a straight angle. Okay, these angles will be called as linear pair of angles. This we will be discussing afterwards. Okay. Okay, so first we are here. This thing is clear that two angles are said to be adjacent angle if angle are having a common vertex, like here common vertex is B, and they are having a common arm like here BD, and non-common arm should be on the different sides of the common arm. And one more thing to note over here, that the sum of angle ABD plus angle DBC will be equal to angle ABC. Angle ABC will be equal to sum of angle ABD and angle DBC. Hope this is clear. In the next class, we will be discussing about the other things like linear angles and all, linear pair properties and all other properties of the angles. So now we will be discussing about pair of angles. First of all, complementary angles. Complementary angles are two angles having sum equal to 90 degree. For example, here if we are having this PQR, this blue angle, and RQS, okay, and the sum of PQR and RQS is 90 degree, then we will say that angle PQR and angle RQS are complementary angles. Similarly, if we are having two angles whose sum is equal to 180 degree, then these angles are called supplementary angles. Like here, angle AOB and angle BOC. Angle AOB, blue angle, angle BOC, red angle. These angles sum is equal to 180, so they are supplementary angles. Now, quite often some of the students get confused in complementary and supplementary. For them, I am just telling one trick to remember, and you will never forget the difference between complementary and supplementary. Look here, complementary angles, complementary start with a C, supplementary start with a S. So complementary, be very careful over here, complementary angles are those angles whose sum is equal to 90 degree. Got it? And supplementary angles are those angles whose sum is equal to 180 degree. Like this, you can remember the concept: complementary angles and supplementary angles. Now the vertically opposite angles. vertically opposite angles whenever two lines are intersecting each other. For example, these two lines are intersecting at this point. So say this point is O, then these two lines are intersecting lines, and whenever two lines intersect, two pairs of vertically opposite angles will be formed. This angle 1 and angle 3, they are called the vertically opposite angles. Angle 2 and angle 4 are another pair of vertically opposite angles. And always remember that vertically opposite angles are always equal to one another. For example, angle 1 will be equal to angle 3 and angle 2 will be equal to angle 4. Next one is linear pair of angles. As we have discussed about adjacent angles, when non-common arms of two adjacent angles forms a straight line, then linear pair is formed. Non-common arm of two adjacent angles form a straight line. Okay, so that will be forming a linear pair of angle. For example, here this angle 5 and angle 6 are linear pair because the non-common arms, these are the non-common arms. If this is point O, this is one arm and this is the second arm of the other angle. These two non-common arms are forming a straight line. So when non-common arms of two adjacent angles forming a straight line, such pair of angles are called linear pair of angles. The sum of the linear pair of angle is equal to 180 degree. Sum of linear pair of angle is equal to 180 degree. Now the types of lines. There are two types of line basically: intersecting lines and non-intersecting lines. Non-intersecting lines are also called parallel lines. These all concepts you have studied in your earlier classes. Just a quick revision. Intersecting lines, as we have discussed, this line RS and line PQ are called the intersecting lines. And suppose the point at which they are intersecting, this point is O, then O will be called as the point of intersection, and these lines PQ and RS are called the intersecting lines. Now the parallel lines, if on extending two lines PQ and RS they never intersect each other, then these lines PQ and RS are said to be non-intersecting lines or parallel lines. And there is one very important property about parallel lines, that the perpendicular distance between the two parallel lines will always be same throughout. If we take out the perpendicular distance anywhere between these two lines, that will always be same. Now the properties of triangle. Angle sum property of triangles. The sum of angles of a triangle is always equal to 180 degree. For example, this is a triangle, then angle 1, angle 2 and angle 3. Sum of angle 1, angle 2 and angle 3 will be equal to 180 degree. This is known as angle sum property of a triangle. Exterior angle property of triangle. If any one side of a triangle is produced, okay, like this, I have produced this side, so the angle form is called the exterior angle. Here exterior angle is angle 4, then and angle 1 and angle 2 are the interior opposite angles. These are the interior opposite angles. Angle 3 is interior adjacent angle because this is adjacent to the exterior angle, and angle 1 is interior opposite because it is non-adjacent to angle 4. Similarly, angle 2 is also interior opposite angle because it is non-adjacent to angle 4. So in this case, exterior angle property states that the exterior angle, that is angle 4, will be equal to the sum of interior opposite angles. That is angle 4 will be equal to angle 1 plus of angle 2, which also means that exterior angle 4 will be always greater than angle 1 and exterior angle will be always greater than angle 1 as well as angle 2. Or we can say that the exterior angle of a triangle will be always greater than either of the interior opposite angles, or the interior opposite angles will always be smaller than the exterior angles.